Hey, how you doing?
The golden globules.
Storming geekies. Yeah.
6 sailors have syphilis.
I'm sure it's more than 6.
Oh, if you ever are running a game and you suddenly feel real off, pain radiating up an arm, you might want to let people know. Steve, guys from Kombat, Thursday's their game night.
Yeah. Who had a heart attack?
What's his name?
Not Muncie.
No, Muncie hasn't been playing for a while.
Okay, good. Woo.
Different DMs. But the guy was like, guys, I'm gonna need to take a break real quick. They're like, you alright? Yeah, just a little off. They're like, so Steve's brother's like, do you feel pain radiating up your left arm? Both of them actually. Yeah, you need to go to the doctor now. So his wife, I guess, was playing too, so she took him to the hospital. Sure enough, having a heart attack.
Wow. That is fucked up.
That'd be a memorable game. DM rusted.
Harrison almost killed one once, but it didn't quite take. But he gave it his best. He gave it the old college try.
That Harrison.
Yeah.
Whenever you guys are ready.
Hey everybody, welcome to GeekStorm. I'm Sean Hilton, owner of Comics Cube, founder of the Kokomo Con, and one of the pearls that you can find on Geek Street, located in the beautiful heart of downtown Kokomo. I am joined by my good friend Nick Gray. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right.
Woo-hoo!
Excited to be here. Excited to see you. Excited for breakfast.
It's good to be back. We've been letting Harrison run some stuff while I've dealt with other things in the real world, and he has been dragging our ratings straight into the toilet, as usual. So, good to have you back, though, because now ratings spike. Here we go!
It's my
You know,
following.
anything fun and exciting?
The only fun and exciting things I've done have you've participated in. So
Oh, well, there you go.
some
All
game-
legal.
Yeah,
All very legal.
some games, miniatures. That's about it.
Okay.
I did get a new board game that I've been playing. I played that with Pat. So
What was that?
Sleeping Gods.
You
Red Ribbon Games.
rat.
Sleeping Gods. Highly recommend it if you like a story-driven
That's
game.
great. That's awesome. Glad you got to play with your buddy Pat after I told you, hey, I really want to play that game.
I started playing it
I'm
before-
right there. I want to play that one. I'm excited about it.
I started
You're
playing
like,
it
well, I
before you
haven't
told me
opened
that.
it yet.
You can jump in any time. There's
Well,
a pause button in the
now
game.
it started. You
Yeah.
started it. Now I can't start from the beginning. I have
Oh,
to
you
go
can
buy my
start
own
again.
new copy and start from the beginning.
It's replayable.
It hurts.
It is
hurts
replayable.
right here.
Your heart.
Hey, we got, let's kick off with some dead people. Sorry about your dead people. Billy Hayes played Witchy Poo on HR Puffin Stuff. That's about all I've got. I'm sure Billy Hayes was an amazing actress and did a wonderful job playing Witchy Poo, but I have to admit, front up, I'm not that old. Harrison would have been
Billy Hayes that
perfect.
one?
Yes. So, her comic portrayal of Witchy Poo, reprising the role in the Pauline Halloween special. So,
There you go.
but I gotta admit, like the whole
HR
HR
Puffin
Puffin stuff, most of the Croft Super Show things, I don't know what the time period exactly was for that. I was born in '72. I don't remember any of that stuff. The only thing I might remember a little bit is I remember just a tad bit of the Banana Splits, I think they were called.
Yeah.
That's all I remember. I don't remember any of this Witchy Poo stuff. I don't remember I think it was called the Sid and Marty Croft Super Show or something. I don't remember any of that. So, I don't know. I must have missed out on it. But either way, she has passed on, and we wanted to mention that. So we have done our job and due diligence on that. I can click that button right off of
gone.
there.
Nope, not
All
there, it's
right.
gone.
In the world of video games, we've got a huge launch today.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know. Was it today? Is it midnight? Was it
It was,
last midnight?
probably midnight. So
What do you got?
Mass Effect.
You love this
I
game.
did love this game.
You-
It's actually the remastered trilogy. So
So is it all 3 games?
yep, it's all 3 games, DLC, and everything.
When was the last game out?
The last of that trilogy or the last game?
I don't know.
Because there's the trilogy. They just released a trilogy, and Andromeda came after the trilogy.
So there's a 4th game.
There is a 4th game.
And that 4th game is not in
That
this
is not
thing.
in this thing.
Is that 4th game already out?
Yeah.
Then why is it in the thing?
Well, because it doesn't have to do with the main Shepard trilogy. So
Dax Shepard?
yes, Dax Shepard. He is the it's
Wow,
all
good for
centers
him.
around Dax Shepard in space. It's the whole premise.
That's pretty awesome. Does his
Kristen,
wife show
Kristen
up?
Bell makes a cameo.
Okay.
Yep.
Because I'd show up for that probably.
Yeah. No. No. Commander Shepard. He's the.
Okay.
He is the main character, whether you have play Fem Shep or Boy Shep. So
as long as there's a Shep, huh?
Yep. You're one of them. You're Shepard. You're one of the two.
Okay. What are you getting in the Legendary Edition?
They spent the most time. I've watched like a lot of the reviews of like what they did. Most of their time, which is obvious, went into remastering and redoing the first game.
Okay.
Because it was the first one. It was the furthest back. It came out consoles ago, and it was.
Was that for the PS3?
Yeah, I believe this was PS3 is what it came out for. So graphically, it wasn't up there. I didn't realize this. They changed some of the map layouts because they could now, and because of some of the reasons that you would run into a lot of walls. Like things seemed broken up weirdly. Like it didn't flow. But like back then, I mean, a lot of games did this, and I didn't realize that is a trick to save processing power for the console.
Okay.
Because it then doesn't have to render everything. It only has to render to
see.
that wall. And
Gotcha.
so they're like, hey, we can actually render easily now. You can have this like more open or make things make more sense with how it's laid
They were
out.
acting as blocks.
Yeah, it wasn't so much like this is our futuristic plan of how like this compound would look. It was like, no, we need walls here because literally we'll crash a console and we won't be able to load because you'll be able to see too much and it'll try to load it all.
This is a science fiction, fantasy, hard fantasy, spaceships, aliens.
Spaceships,
It's got
aliens.
did it have a Star Trek kind of a feel? Because didn't you have aliens on your crew?
Yeah, you recruit. So it starts off, there was humanity makes it to Mars, and
we made it.
We discover that
What did Elon Musk tell us to do when we got there?
when we got there, Elon Musk said, hey, there's apparently there's some alien technology here, and that spurred us to an element that was named after the game called Mass Effect. But it's an element that reduces the mass of stuff, so it makes faster travel and everything possible, and hover cars and flight stuff, and all that kind of fun stuff. And then out the outer rim of our solar system, we discovered a big gate that was left by these old aliens, and when we did that, we immediately started a war.
Of course we did.
The first thing we did, we went through the gate, and hey, alien, and there's a big war. So that's over, and tensions are lower, and they're trying to decide whether they're going to allow humanity into essentially the full galactic council.
Oh, all right.
And then there's a evil plot and some other stuff, and
So whatever these aliens were left this great technology on Mars. They got to Mars, and they're like, we'll just leave this stuff here. They couldn't come one more planet over, two more planets over, and go, hey, Earth, here's some stuff. You're gonna leave it on Mars?
because humanity didn't exist.
Oh, okay.
Earth was uninhabitable. Mars was.
Oh, all right.
So
So now, if you were to play all three of these games, how many hours do you think one would end up playing if they were to play all three? Like, what's my bang for buck on this? Because one, I'm gonna guess this Legendary Edition is like $60 to $80 probably to get. So how many hours of playtime am I gonna get through on one playthrough of this?
Now you're talking about just jetting the main story. Or you're trying to like do all the because you have all the secret.
I'm gonna do all that crap.
Okay.
I'm the guy that's gonna be like,
definitely.
I'm gonna go find the golden cockroach that was hidden in the thing that got me a special thing.
Easily have over 100 hours of gameplay.
100 hours.
Easily over.
So less than
I'd have to go
$1
back and really
an
double
hour.
check. Yeah, I'd have to go back and double check,
what we're
but
gonna
I'd
get
say
out of
easily
this.
if you're especially if you're doing all of the, again, it has all of the side quest stuff and the DLC contents all built
Seems
into
like a pretty good deal then.
Yeah,
You
and-
tried to get me to play this once, and I for whatever reason I couldn't get into it. Maybe
I will
need to try
say
again.
the first one, the original first one, the mechanics, which is one thing they went back and fixed, because that was almost a rebuild of a game, not just a remastering. Like we were like, almost nothing works. So
we need to make this work so it doesn't
we can
suck.
keep the audio, and we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it again.
Okay.
But they also like made it so your character carried over better. They removed some of the restrictions that they had removed in the later games. So they made it so like your character development and character process is much more like seamless through the
Am I
thing.
starting each game over? like if I do all this stuff, and I'm guessing you level your character or
Yeah.
something. Like I get to the second game. Now, do I start all over, or do I get to port in all the crap I did in the first game?
Oh, so that was probably one of my favorite things about that game series is like all the decisions you make in the first one affect the third game.
Okay.
They affect the second game. So if you're just like, I'm just gonna play the second one, and that was the thing they built into 2 and 3, was like, hey, I didn't play the first one, or I lost my save, so I can't import it. It runs you through like a list, and you can go make some quick decisions. Or you can
I slapped them.
Or you can just hit, hey, just auto decide like the base, and it will.
Okay.
You'll start you from there.
I hate all aliens. I kill them all on sight.
So the thing is, like that system didn't let you make all of the some of the minor stuff that could come back, but all the major decisions you ran through and made, so that you had to choose what to do.
It's awesome.
So that was one of the reasons why it was my favorite game.
I might have to retry. I haven't played a video game in a year or two now, and I honestly don't. I'm not in the mood right now, so it might wait. But summer's here, spring's here. We finally have decent weather. So
if you do get it, apparently they added in the feature that the Mako is like the ground vehicle you drove in the very first game. Famously known for its horrific driving ability. Like the mechanics of it is terrible.
Pretty bad, huh?
They fixed all of that. They said it still doesn't drive like the vehicles in the later game, but they did a big makeover. But apparently you can toggle on the original driving mode and watch yourself just like have no care for physics or
all over the place.
Terrible handling where you can't drive anywhere. Yeah, that was one of the most difficult. So if you play it through that mode, you're adding on at least another 45 to 60 hours if you do original Mako driving mode, because it was just that bad.
It was that bad. So last week they got to talk about the Marvel sizzle reel that came out, talking about all the new, I think is it Phase 4, Phase 5, Phase 4 stuff coming out. So they showed some Shang-Chi stuff. But this week we got the brand new Venom 2 Rise of Carnage or Carnage Chaos trailer coming out, and it showed quite a bit. I would say it showed more stuff in that than the Shang-Chi teaser trailer showed, but it's also the second movie. We've seen that. What are your initial thoughts?
I was a little surprised we got to see Carnage.
Okay.
So I kind of thought that they would hide him or whatnot. But, I mean, I'm interested. I wasn't in love with the first one. I think it showed that Hardy didn't put his full care and love into that. I think he came out in an interview and said like he was kind of
paycheck.
Yeah, it wasn't like something he really threw himself into. So supposedly now he's
But the problem is he's already set the mood for the character as being this I don't care what's going on thing. So now you're going to try to be better about it, but it's still like you have to stick with what you did.
I definitely was not in love with the first one.
I didn't like the first one. It didn't do it for me.
Some of the action scenes were okay, and some of the Venom stuff you got to see, I thought was interesting. The rocket ship and I don't know, that was kind of.
I see it as the Ready Player One movie. You gave me a movie and you called it Venom, and Venom's in it, but it has really nothing to do with hardly anything to do with the actual Spider-Man history, how Venom came about. His mannerisms, so much of it's just not there. Yeah. But for those who don't care about that sort of thing, then it was probably an entertaining train wreck of a movie, and they enjoyed it, and that's great.
I watched it, and I was like, I tried to keep telling myself, okay, just pretend it's not Venom. Just pretend it's not we're just Marvel Venom. It's some other thing.
Yeah.
Like
the trailer left me kind of puzzled. I don't know. I guess they're going for dark comedy.
It's a hard one to like.
Was
not
it
everything
supposed
pulls
to be
that off.
like quirky comedy? Was it? I mean, the stuff that they were showing was a lot of humor.
Yeah.
That whole first breakfast opening thing is all
that is the little
humor.
slapstick.
And I'm just like, okay.
Which to me that was the weirdest part of the whole
Yeah.
trailer. I was like, okay, Venom learned to make breakfast, I guess, and he's more like, I don't know.
It's just like he's got this weird pet mixed with the Odd Couple. I don't know.
Yeah, I was like, which again, that's not Venom.
So, I didn't get it, and I mean, I'll probably go see it because I go see all this kind of crap for the most part. But I gotta admit, if it comes up between go to get a colonoscopy and go to Venom 2, I'll weigh what's going on that day.
All right.
So
I have more hope for it than the first one, but at the same time, I don't know. I know that how far of a departure the first one was. Now, somebody brought up to me, there was like, I just don't know about Woody Harrelson playing Clyde Cassidy in Carnage, and I was like, have you ever seen Natural Born Killers?
Yeah.
If you don't think he can pull off the psycho thing, I was like, well, I saw a little bit of it in Zombieland. No, you didn't see. You have not seen. I was like, he can.
Woody Harrelson, give him whatever you want. He can act.
Yeah.
Going from Cheers to that and on to the other stuff he's done.
Yeah,
there's that. What's that horrible?
He gets cast a lot, kind of typecast a lot as I think a kind of the particular kind of what is his standard Woody Harrelson now. But he can do other things. It's unlike some actors where it's like, I am casting Nicolas Cage. He's going to play Nicolas Cage.
I'm going to get Nicolas Cage.
Okay, right, Nicolas Cage, give
me Kevin Costner. What do you need him for? Kevin Costner.
Yeah.
So that's not acting. That's just Kevin Costner.
So, but yeah, I was like, that is not my worry of that movie. Is him pulling off lunatic killer Clyde Cassidy.
I believe Woody can do that.
Yeah,
I have all the faith in the world in that aspect.
Yeah, that was not my worry.
And they took that horrible wig off of him. So.
Yeah, that was terrible.
That is, I can't believe there's just not memes abound about that last after shot of the first Venom movie, that horrible wig on Woody, because it's like, wow, did you just hey kid, go to the store and get me some curly wig thing.
Shirley Temple, I'll take it.
No effort whatsoever.
Or no, Orphan Annie, a little Orphan Annie. It looked like a little Orphan Annie wig.
Didn't make any sense whatsoever. So we got that coming up. That looks really good. On to
That's
the
not
other
what you
news.
just said.
What's that?
You said it looks really good. That is not what you just said.
Oh, no, I mean, it looks like a train wreck. That'll be a lot of fun, but as for a good movie, no. But
there'll be some action scenes, I guarantee
you. You know what? I'm going to get to the bottom of my popcorn bucket and be happy I was there, I suppose. But no, actual, yeah, I don't know. I've never watched it again. Let's put it that way.
Now, you mentioned that.
I watched this Suicide Squad movie a second time. I did not watch the Venom movie a second time.
I've only seen it once ever.
So
now you mentioned Shang-Chi. You saw that they announced that it is going to have a theatrical release only for 45 days. Saw that announced.
Really?
Yep. So in theater, that and there was another movie, and I can't think of the other one.
The other one I did see something just recently was like, we're only going to the theater kind of thing. Like you'll only see it in the theater.
Well, but yeah, you'll be able to watch Shang-Chi
we'll
at home I assume on Disney Plus after 45 days.
I mean, if I wait the 90 days or whatever, or 6 months, I'll get to watch it on Disney Plus anyway.
Yeah.
But I'm going to see Shang-Chi. He's
He's
a character that I've followed for a long time. I did have a customer come into the store the other day and goes, "Yeah, I'm just bummed that they didn't give him his original costume." I'm like, his original costume is like a white gi from the 70s. I mean, that's in a headband. That was his original costume. And then eventually he ends up in some other kind of Asian-looking floral print type stuff. The silky pajama kind of thing. But his initial thing was just a white gi, and I'm like, I don't think anybody was going to want that. That's not going to be very exciting.
Do you think Mortal Kombat coming out ahead of it will help or hurt it?
Help or hurt that
Shang-Chi, yeah.
The Mortal Kombat movie that just came out on HBO. Oh, I think it hurt nothing.
Okay.
The only thing that hurt was Mortal Kombat. That pile of steaming trash was horrifically bad. Oh, Kano was the only good part of this film.
I've yet to see it, but
I have not. It's
but that
funny,
being bad, do you think that's going to put a downturn on people being interested in Shang-Chi?
They've set the bar so low
Okay.
that they don't even have to jump. They just got to pick their feet up a little bit to clear this thing. It really is that bad. Here's the thing. People either love it or they seem to hate it. There's nobody really in the middle on this. If you're a fan of Mortal Kombat and you feel the need to defend your thing, then they're saying they love it. And maybe they do. Maybe it's giving them something that I, as somebody who didn't play Mortal Kombat, didn't get. But I liked it. I liked that first movie with the cheesy synth, the Mortal Kombat thing, and
Sandstorm. That was a song of a generation.
It was that was a more. I would rather watch that movie in 2021 than the movie that they put out for Mortal Kombat in 2021. If you take out Kano, there's nothing in this movie that I want to see at all. There's nothing left in this thing. He is the only part of it, and it's just him being darkly funny. So. But yeah, it wasn't good. So no, I don't think Shang-Chi, Marvel budget, Marvel everything behind it, it's going to smoke Mortal Kombat. Plus, on top of it, unlike the the Netflix Iron Fist thing, I think they actually got people that can actually do some martial arts and kung fu and things of that nature. That's going to look really good.
My biggest Marvel disappointment.
Yeah, absolutely. I love Iron Fist.
Yeah,
I love a lot of these martial arts characters, and they got the master of Tai Chi, not the master of Kung Fu, for Danny Rand.
Yeah,
it just looked awful.
Yeah, they decided it was like, oh, wait, do you have any fighting background at all? No? Oh, we'll give you a 1-week crash course.
Yeah,
I'm like, what?
You wax on. Watch some Karate Kid movies. That'll teach you enough. That's all you'll need to know.
Yeah,
it was just horrible. So bad. So
all these people being able to actually do action and stunts all around him, and then, all right, now fight Iron Fist, and they went from like these very like amazing looking things to like,
so bad.
I'm going to punch across you. Like it was just
I think Colleen
terribly
Wing
bad.
was the only regular I thought that actually had like any real talent. That
I
made some stuff look good. I didn't even watch season 2. That's, as I said, as big a fan as I am, I'm like, why? Just the disappointment will just continue. It was by far the weakest of all of those initial ones, I thought. So, but maybe we can do something else with it. Plus, on top of it, one of the little scenes in there makes me think that the Iron Fist is in this movie, if nothing else in a flashback. They show what looks to be an older looking kind of a flashback thing with a green outfit, female character. And I think she is probably one of the immortal Iron Fists. So that would be cool. Now there's a lot of rumors going around in the comic book world that Danny Rand is about to be replaced.
Ooh.
And I think these are very just speculative rumors. A lot going on. But Okoye from Black Panther, I don't know if I said that name right, but the main badass chick from the Black Panther stuff, she got involved in a recent adventure that Iron Fist is on, and some stuff was going on. Now they're trying to say that maybe she is about to become the new Iron Fist. And I'm like, why would she go slumming?
Yeah.
She's got Wakanda training, Wakanda armor. She's part of the whatever their special forces thing is called. They just did the Falcon Winter Soldier thing where it turns out their jurisdiction is wherever they are.
Yeah,
so
that was a good scene.
They don't need to do this. So I'm like, why would she need the Iron Fist? That seems like it's quite frankly, just a step down for her. But so we'll see. But that was some speculation that was going on that I just saw recently pop up. Over NBC has decided that they're not going to air the next Golden Globes. Boom. Golden Globes is the number 2 award show. Academy Awards for this stuff was number 1. Golden Globes was number 2. The foreign press was who put this stuff on. And they have been hammered for a couple of years now about diversity issues, only for it to come out in this year that they don't have a single, and the foreign press all over the globe, not a single person of African descent is, on their board of anything. After being told flat out, you know what, maybe it's time to diversify a little bit. No, you got told up front to do it, and you still didn't do it. And NBC's like, well, we're just not going to show you next year. I'm like, what? And the thing is, like, initially we were talking, and I was like, well, it doesn't matter because there's so many streaming services. Somebody is going to pick it up. Somebody will be like, oh, I get it. Well, the thing is, I haven't looked into all the actual details, but like Netflix has come out and said, yeah, they can pretty much, they can kiss off. I think HBO Max came out. So there's several of the streaming services, the big streaming services.
Yeah.
Like, we don't really want anything to do with you. You're toxic. And now I'm like, for all I know, NBC might have like an exclusive and
So
can
you
just
can't.
decide.
We're not gonna air
Yeah,
it.
you're not going to air anywhere.
We'll pay the fine, whatever.
Yeah, we'll pay
I'm sure there's some fine in the contract.
We'll pay you your $1 million or whatever it was that you were supposed to get. And now on top of it, the actors have been
I think that is
it.
probably the bigger thing. So let's say somebody picks it up, or that the Golden Globes sets up their own, not like a streaming service, but they decide to
pay-per-view.
web broadcast it themselves.
Yeah.
They do that. Does anybody show up?
No.
So I'm like,
again, toxic.
yeah.
Nobody's
So you're putting on your award show, and it's just a big empty room.
Yeah, I mean, one, you have, Hollywood Elite is an incredibly leftist organization for the most part. That's not to say there's not some conservatives in there and whatnot. But then on top of it, it's not even like an American organization.
Yeah.
It's the foreign press,
yeah.
and has been, they've been poked fun at for years. It's been a pretty, I think most of us who follow this kind of stuff know that the actors were going to that one because you got lit. They, flat out, there was booze on every table. The paparazzi, this is probably their favorite award show because everybody was getting tipsy to blasted out of their minds before this thing was even over. You had actors who were definitely inebriated at the table before they even walked out.
Yeah.
You had some crazy stuff going on. I can only imagine what's in a Golden Globes gift bag. Like, here's,
I know it would be in the 80s.
there you go. Like, so, and then of course, I think they're the award show also that had some very questionable stuff. I want to say this is the one where The Martian with Damon, Matt Damon won Best Comedy or something like that, because they have these strange little categories.
Good book, decent movie.
That, they put stuff
but
into.
I don't think I wouldn't classify it as a comedy.
No, and they've done that with a few things. So I don't know that anybody's going to miss the Golden Globes, but it's not going to air on NBC, which is kind of a big deal. And then on top of all of that, I've looked up some ratings before we did this. The last year or two of ratings for all award shows across the board are plummeting in the toilet. They've had the lowest Oscars ever. The Golden Globes was incredibly low. All of them have been
I think
incredibly
people are starting to
low.
realize how much it is just politics and not necessarily the best movie.
Yeah.
It's just who campaigned the hardest to the Golden Globes committee or the Oscars, and yeah.
That's man. And I remember when I used to actually care about these sort of things, and I know Mike.
Yeah.
He follows that stuff a little bit. Him and my wife have.
I know
But
he
even
generally
my wife
watches-
fell asleep watching it this year and just did not care.
Mike usually watches all the all the nominees.
He's big into
and-
that. Derek, our friend Derek, watches a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
I just have kind of quit caring about that sort of thing. It doesn't.
I usually see
just
what's
doesn't interest me.
nominated. I'm like, oh, hey, I saw that movie.
Yeah, if I get lucky.
Yeah, I was
It's
like, oh,
I'm highbrow.
I've seen a couple of those.
I'm either highbrow or they went slumming.
Yeah, I was like,
so
no.
pretty wild.
Probably the biggest run I had on the Oscars was Lord of the Rings, when that won some stuff. Like, hey, I saw those movies. What you got there?
So a couple things we want to talk on. DC Comics.
Ooh, DC.
I make a lot of money off of them, and I like their product quite a bit. They've done a really good job. They had a very big crossover event. Their big event last year was called Death Metal. It was very dark. It was not safe for work in some of the stuff. It was very, very bleak, dark material. They've just finally come out with announcing they're putting out their double album, vinyl album for death metal. And it's going to be limited to 2,000 copies.
Ooh.
It is going to be a colored vinyl. And as I said, from what I saw, it looked like it was a double album on top of that. And the MSRP looked like it was like $25.
Oh, that's...
Like, you can't touch a brand new record of any quality anymore for under $25 to $30, let alone a double album. Then throw in the limited edition factor and the colored vinyl part. And I'm like, I need to order some of these. So I'll be putting those on order. Unfortunately, I'm not going to make Mike go on and get pictures of it. But Google it. Death metal album for DC Comics looks really, really cool.
They said who's going to be on it?
They listed the tracks of what it was. And I think it's more ambient theme music to go with as you read it. But there's still I'm sure there's still some, metal on the death metal album. So it could be interesting. We'll see how that goes. But the actual investment value there, I think, could be. Records are hot right now. Comics are hot right now.
Yeah, that could be.
It's getting a little crazy.
Now, if they do old school and put the little comic book pages in the
fold-out
thing, that'd be.
Maybe some tattoos.
I used to have a ton of those back in the
Yeah.
Well, mine were hand-me-downs, but
stuff.
you open it up.
So you got 3 kids.
I do have 3
kids. And they're
kids.
the age that they would start collecting stuff. Like I was over hanging out a little last night, and I got to hear so much My Little Pony stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Being, where was it?
That's the wave they're riding right now.
Jam It? I don't know. At one point, they were both on their little scooters, and they were yelling My Little Pony things, I think. I don't know.
They were singing their songs. And
Yes. Is that what it was? Because someone was singing a song. I'm like, I assume this is all My Little Pony. Yeah. Well, right now, if they wanted to collect a My Little Pony trading card or a Pokemon trading card, it appears that they're not going to be able to do that at Target and Walmart. Because during the pandemic, this went from collectible card games, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon a little bit, and Yu-Gi-Oh! A little bit, being about the only things that had really survived. I sold comics and cards professionally for over 20 years. I have continued to sell comics because that's what I love. I can't stand sports cards. I've never understood them. I don't get it. I don't like them.
You just gotta have somebody teach you the game. Like you gotta, like the stats and the power levels.
I'm gonna trade you a.
You gotta get done like 3 Wrigley Fields, and then once you have enough mana with the Wrigley Fields, you can
get to
put
get
out
a
your
home
DiMaggio.
run, but then I find out my pitcher's on the juice, and
Yeah,
my
that's-
left fielder's beating
yeah.
his wife, and
That's the-
they're smuggling drugs through. Blah,
You know,
blah, blah, blah,
I could
blah.
possibly play this game.
But they've all of a sudden, because of the pandemic, we have seen prices on every collectible across
Yeah.
the space of space-time continuum just go crazy, and ball cards made a huge comeback. Now keep in mind, I mean, it was like watching, I don't know, I have never seen a collectible drop in value as harshly as cards from the 1990s up did. I mean, just flat out, the floor fell out underneath them. They fell into a pit of quicksand that had sharks circling in the quicksand. It was that bad.
Quicksand
now all of a
sharks.
sudden, everybody's back into it because I think they were going around their house. Look, you know what? I've got like thousands of these cards in the garage, and
I remember I used to collect them.
yeah, this is kind of fun. And now all of a sudden we've seen a new spike. Now, I think it's a completely artificial spike myself. I wouldn't invest a dime in any of this stuff right now on that aspect of things because I don't think it's going to hold value. But man, people have been getting violent in Walmart and Target and beating the hell out of each other. Guns have been drawn supposedly. And now they're releasing stuff saying, we ain't selling it anymore. So if your kid wants to get some cards, what are you going to do, buddy?
Well, my kids have gotten more into the Pokemon cards,
Oh.
and I just order them.
Oh. I ain't going to no damn store.
I mean,
Amazon.
I see they come into our store.
Okay.
They're gone. Their online ordered are gone within them arriving, essentially.
Yeah.
So, but people come in every single day asking for them. Wow. So I told you should see if you can order them. You should see if you can order them.
I've got some Pokemon at the store.
Okay.
But, I mean, we don't care.
No.
So you can come in with a
Well, you
gun,
post up that
you
you-
come in with your karate outfit. We're just going to sell your cards. We don't care. You want to buy every single one all at the same time? Here you go. We don't care. I do not care.
Yeah. See, you should advertise
Take them
that.
all, buy them.
You already here. You can buy
Go get 'em.
Pokemon cards.
Hey, come to the store and buy Pokemon. And if I don't have it, because I don't have a lot, you go to my friends at Kingdom Cards and Games and you buy their Pokemon cards. Lots of Pokemon. All right, everybody, that's our time for the day. I'm glad you got to view me and Nick together. Everybody should have a highlight to their day, and I'm glad we could be yours. Be groovy, everybody.